Yadier Pedroso was born on July 7, 1986, in San Cristobal, a small town in the western province of Pinar del Rio, Cuba. Like many Cuban athletes, Pedroso grew up in a sports-oriented environment, with baseball being the national passion. From a young age, Yadier showed a natural aptitude for the sport, particularly for pitching. In a country where baseball is not only the most popular sport but also a significant part of the culture, young Yadier was drawn to the game almost instinctively. Pedroso's early years were spent watching local teams and imitating his heroes on the field. His father, who had a keen interest in the sport, was a great influence on his early development. Through years of training in the local baseball schools, Yadier honed his skills as a pitcher, quickly making a name for himself in Pinar del Rio's youth leagues. By the time he was a teenager, his powerful arm and natural ability had attracted the attention of scouts, and his future in Cuban baseball looked bright. In his early years, Pedroso was known for his consistency, determination, and dedication to the game. His strong fastball and exceptional control were the trademarks of his pitching style, and by the time he was in his late teens, he had earned a spot in Cuba's youth national team. He played for Cuba's youth squads in international tournaments, showcasing his talent to a broader audience. It was clear that Yadier Pedroso had the potential to become one of Cuba's top pitchers. Career beginnings. Joining the Cuban National Series. Pedroso made his debut in the Cuban National Series in 2005 with the Pinar del Rio team, his home province's most prestigious baseball club. At the time, the team was experiencing a period of change, and Yadier's arrival was seen as a promising step for the future. He was just 19 years old, but he already possessed the tools necessary to compete at the highest level in Cuban baseball. His debut season was a quiet one, but it gave him valuable experience and set the foundation for a highly successful career. Throughout his early years with Pinar del Rio, Pedroso showed a lot of promise, displaying poise on the mound despite his youth. He was known for his ability to mix pitches, particularly his fastball and slider, both of which he could command effectively. His work ethic and commitment to improving his craft allowed him to rapidly develop into one of the most promising pitchers in the Cuban National Series. Pedroso's first breakthrough moment came in 2006 when he had a breakout season. He emerged as one of the top pitchers for Pinar del Rio, showcasing the powerful arm that would become his hallmark. His strong performances helped to establish him as a reliable starter, and he gained a reputation as a pitcher who could handle high-pressure situations. This season also marked the beginning of his rise in the Cuban baseball community, as he was recognized not only for his physical tools but also for his mental toughness on the mound. Career peak. Dominance in the Cuban National Series. By 2007, Pedroso's potential was beginning to bear fruit, and he became one of the key figures in Pinar del Rio's starting rotation. His arm, already powerful and explosive, was now complemented by increased control and an impressive ability to adapt during games. The Cuban National Series, one of the most competitive baseball leagues in the world, became the perfect stage for him to showcase his skills. His velocity, combined with his breaking pitches, made him a dominant force on the mound. In 2008, Pedroso had one of his best seasons in the Cuban National Series, posting stellar statistics. He led the league in several pitching categories, including wins, strikeouts, and ERA. His consistent performances helped Pinar del Rio to make a deep playoff run, and it was clear that he was among the league's elite pitchers. His ability to pitch in big games, particularly during high-stakes matchups, made him one of the most respected players in Cuba at the time. Pedroso's success wasn't limited to just the Cuban National Series. His dominance on the mound earned him a regular spot in the Cuban national team as well. He became one of Cuba's premier pitchers during international competitions such as the World Cup, Pan American Games, and World Baseball Classic. His performances on the international stage were crucial to Cuba's success, and he helped lead the team to multiple medals. One of his standout performances came during the 2009 World Baseball Classic. Pedroso's fastball, which consistently reached high velocities, and his ability to control the strike zone made him an essential part of Cuba's pitching rotation. Although the team did not win the championship, Pedroso's contributions were invaluable. His ability to pitch against top international competition showed the world that he was a player capable of competing at the highest level. Main achievements. Over the course of his career, Pedroso achieved several key milestones that cemented his place as one of Cuba's premier pitchers. One of his most notable accomplishments was his time with Pinar del Rio, where he helped lead the team to multiple Cuban National Series championships. His success on the mound, particularly in high-pressure moments, made him a central figure in Pinar del Rio's success. Throughout his career, Pedroso accumulated several individual honors. He was named to the All-Star teams of the Cuban National Series multiple times, recognized for his dominance as a pitcher. His powerful arm, combined with his ability to throw strikes and make adjustments during games, helped him win numerous pitching awards, including Best Pitcher of the Year honors. Internationally, Pedroso played a crucial role in Cuba's success at the World Cup, the Pan American Games, and the World Baseball Classic. His ability to pitch against some of the best players in the world solidified his reputation as one of the most talented pitchers of his generation. He earned several medals, including a gold medal in the Pan American Games and a silver in the World Cup. Pedroso's influence on the international stage helped to solidify Cuba's status as one of the top baseball nations. Final years and tragic end. Unfortunately, Pedroso's career was cut short in 2013 when tragedy struck. At just 26 years old, Pedroso was involved in a fatal car accident while returning from a game with Pinar del Rio. His death was a devastating loss for both Cuban baseball and the international baseball community. Pedroso's passing left a huge void in the Cuban National Series, where he had been a towering figure on the mound. At the time of his death, Pedroso was still in the prime of his career. His skill, leadership, and influence were still evident in every game he played, and it seemed as though he had a long and successful career ahead of him. His tragic passing, however, left the Cuban baseball community in mourning, as fans and teammates alike struggled to cope with the loss of one of their brightest stars. Though his career was short, Yadier Pedroso's impact on Cuban baseball was undeniable. He will always be remembered as one of the top pitchers of his generation, a player whose skill, character, and passion for the game made him a beloved figure in Cuba and beyond. Legacy. Yadier Pedroso's legacy lives on in the hearts of Cuban baseball fans. Despite his untimely death, he remains an iconic figure in the history of Cuban baseball. His contributions to both Pinar del Rio and the Cuban national team have left an indelible mark on the sport. His dominance on the mound, his composure in high-stakes moments, and his tireless work ethic serve as an inspiration to future generations of players. In the years following his passing, Pedroso's memory is honored by fans and teammates, who continue to speak of his greatness on and off the field. The legacy of Yadier Pedroso, though brief, has had a lasting impact on Cuban baseball, reminding everyone of the extraordinary potential that was lost far too soon.